Hello, good evening, everybody, and I have an amazing guest for all of you tonight. I'm sorry this is in English. I'm going to put subtitles on it later for those of you who don't know enough English yet for this, but this is an amazing guest that we have today all the way from Amsterdam. Hi, Sebastian, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Great, thanks. He and I met through this organization called BNI, and he's actually. Have you ever been to Mexico? I don't.
No, I haven't. I've been close. I've been to California, but not to Mexico yet.
Okay, great. So we actually met because of quarantine. We've been Zooming a lot, and I went to visit his chapter. And it turns out, well, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm Sebastian. Forget about the last name because it's unpronounceable. And I've been in online marketing, online business, so to say, for, well, about 18 years now.
Well,
Uh, I started my own company as a recycling company, collecting empty toners and printer cartridges. And from there on, we got customers who were willing to buy the cartridges from us. So we started an online shop back in the day when online shops weren't uh, that normal, so to speak.
uh-huh.
And from there on, we built several shops, automized them, and we got very well working online. So now we also help other companies make their online exposure and create a turnover online for themselves, so to speak.
So if I were to hire you, what could you offer me?
Well, basically, it's kind of simple. What every company needs is new customers. That's actually the lifeblood of your company. If there's no customers, there's no company. And basically, you always need to get new customers. And we've got several tools we can use to build like a conveyor belt, so to speak, to get your customers in, and on a monthly or weekly, daily basis. So we just bring the customers to your page and make sure they buy from you.
Wonderful. So it could be any type of business, or are some businesses easier than others, or how does how do how do you work with different companies? Do you look at the specific company, or do you just have a plan for each one? How does it work?
Well, we plan for each one actually because some things are easier for one company than for another. For
Hmm.
instance, we've got a really good we can do birthday campaigns on Facebook, so we can target people who have an upcoming birthday or their partners. So this is really good for restaurant businesses
For me?
or maybe uh, like perfume companies, whatever you can speak. You can make a nice gift for your partner.
Uh-huh.
We are doing one for a jewelry company, which is bringing in about 10 customers a day at the moment.
Wow.
So that's one thing we can do. Otherwise, we can use YouTube to get exposure. Like if you have a concert or you have some information you want to show, or certain people you want to reach with the information. So if you're targeting people who are moving and you want to let them see how nice wallpapers you're selling, we can use that. So there's very different opportunities you can use in order to create a stream of customers. And most of the time we use several to bring on the best customers, so to speak.
Wow. Okay. Well, we invited you here today to so you could show us something that I know absolutely nothing about, as you can probably tell from my page. Um, how to promote yourself on a YouTube channel. So if you wanted to go ahead, share the screen and give us a quick class on how to do this. I want to tell everybody before he starts talking that he's been an amazing friend to me, and we have like a once a week meeting, and I come to him with all these questions. So it's about 9 o'clock in the morning, my time, 4 in the afternoon, his time. And I just save up my questions for the week, and he gives amazing answers. So I would just say he's like my extra official teacher. And I thank you publicly for all the tips that you've given me. So here's a real big tip on how to use YouTube.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Yeah, and that's basically what we've been doing. And it's very nice because it's not always the technical part, because you are very as we get to know each other better, you're very good at figuring out how to work it. But sometimes it's also the idea, like the wallpaper company example. If you're going to fight for the term wallpaper, everybody's going to fight for that same term. But if you're going to be a step ahead, you're going to look for people who are moving, because they will rebuild something, they will need decorating and hence wallpaper. So you're in a much earlier stage to they get to know you, so then you're on top of mind whenever they are buying wallpaper. So these kinds of things can help. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll share my screen.
Mhm.
And check. If I'm correct, everybody should see the YouTube
Yep.
channel you've got
Yep.
right now.
We good? Yep.
So we decided I'm going to optimize one of your concerts, which you've done.
Mhm.
Actually, it's going to be this one concert of 16 June, Louis
Okay.
Covey Enterprises. But what I'll do, I'll upload the video anew, because the thing is, if you make a video and you're gonna put it on YouTube, you have to really think about how people are going to search for it and how you want to be found.
Okay.
So this is a piece you did for Louis Coffee Enterprises.
Right.
And what I did, I just downloaded the video.
Okay.
And I will upload it again, because I changed the name of the video. Because the first thing you always have to remind is you have to change the video name just the same as the name of the
Oh, okay.
title. So it's like a test, and you have to score some points. So if you do it like this,
Uh-huh.
you can see now the title required is going to be Johann Sebastian Bach Violin Concert for Louis Covey Enterprises.
Okay.
Because that way, if people are looking for the pieces are of Johann Sebastian Bach. So if they're going to look for it and they're going to type in YouTube Johann Sebastian Bach, then the piece is going to come up. I also mentioned Louis Covey Enterprises. So if anybody looks for that, then this also comes up, because it's a thing that her company in this case offered.
Okay.
Basically for their customer base. The next important thing whilst the video is uploading is you're going to tell some info about the video. And of course, I already did some research and wrote a text. This text also has to be optimized for the keywords you're using. So I'll just paste the text in, see if it fits. Very good. We still got 5,000, so you can put in quite a lot of text here. And also what's important, you're going to have the description, or you can take off the title. The title is the same. So you see the title is the same as the video is called. Then you get this description where you're going to put in the words, the keywords, the tags which are searched for. So it's a Johann Sebastian Bach Violin Concert. And then you have to make the text like a real text. So it has to be a relevant text. So you can't just put in all kinds of keywords. Actually, if you do that, you're going to be punished and your video is not going to be shown that well.
Okay.
What I'll do, I'll just stop sharing this one for a second, and I'm going to go share my notepad. So this is basically the homework I've done.
Wow. Okay.
First, I figured out the title. And the title you find because you're going to look, first you're going to look online and see if there's anything in the same video you're making. So I typed in YouTube Johann Sebastian Bach, and then you can see like which videos are found properly, and then you can go make all kinds of, in this case, keywords which are relevant, and this you're going to use later on in setting up the video, but I just wanted to show you, give you an idea basically of the homework I did in order to make the video. Okay, so go back to the
and you got all the words right. That was, how would you, if you don't know, if you've hired if someone's hired you and you don't really know their profession, how do you find out the keywords? Is there a trick to that? Because every single thing you put there was perfect.
yeah, because there is trick, so to speak. Wait a second, I'll just put on the second the thumbnail, and then we're going to go to the keyword, back to the keywords again. So this text is going to be, because you also mentioned I looked at your other video, so I used that video for the content of this text.
Okay.
So first I'm going to tell something about the piece, that the Johann Bach violin concert, why it's offered by Louis Covey Enterprises. Then you are actually promoting her in a video, because people online will see the video and they will know it's brought to you by Louis Covey, and this can generate customers for her on her platform.
Perfect. Okay.
And second of all, it's performed by you. So I said this performance is brought to you by Kathy Barrow, artistic director of Ars Music, because we want to also put in Ars Music as a promotion, so to say. And then the piece that's played, because that's what people are looking for, because you want to find your target audience is actually people who appreciate classical music played by a violin. In this case, piece by Johann Sebastian Bach. So we put it in like he's a composer, Johann Sebastian Bach. This is why on these keywords he will be found. And what you're playing were sonatas and partitas for solo violin, because you're playing it by yourself at the moment. And then we just put in the part where you ask a little bit attention for the situation of musical artists at the moment who are, of course, being challenged in this Corona time in order to make their bread. Let me just open a new screen. Wait a second. What you're doing if you're on Google, you have got your YouTube account, and you also got an account that's called AdWords, where you can advertise on Google.
Okay.
And this is what I use, because there's a tool in there. Now, of course, my screen will be in Dutch.
Okay.
To make it convenient. But anyway, you recognize everything, because this is going to be Google Ads. And then you got the search, the keyword planner, it's called.
Right.
So you can discover like new keywords.
Oh, okay.
That's a tool which you can always find in tools and settings.
Okay.
Going to be on the planning keyword planner. And what you can do here is you're going to type in like, oh, wait a second, first in the language in English, because that's easier. Location will put automatically, it says the Netherlands here.
Okay.
Since you're in Mexico, we put in Mexico. I put in Mexico the country, and you can see it's 81 million people you can target here. And Louis Covey was in California, so I'll just put in the state of California. So you can basically see in that locations which words there people are looking for. And then you're just going to put in like the first type thing that comes to mind. So maybe classical violin music. And then you're going to see for the results. And basically this is where you're going to do some homework. And there you can see the average search volume a month. Now, mind you, what's also very important, this is also in Dutch, but I will talk you through it.
Uh-huh.
So if you see the term classical violin music, it's around 170 times people are looking for it in these areas.
Okay.
Competition is low.
Right.
You
Right.
always want to have some keywords which have low competition, because if there's low competition, it's easier to get found.
Okay.
And this is basically what I talked to about the wallpaper. If there's a high competition, or the higher the competition is, the more expensive the keywords are if you're using AdWords, so if you're paying for advertising. But what we're doing now is we're trying to get free audience, so free traffic to your website. And the basic thing is the same. If there's a high competition, it's very hard to be on top, number one, to be found as
Right.
that video. So, and then you just see like also suggestions for keywords, and basically then you can, and here you can also see like broaden your search.
Okay.
You can use all different types of keywords. So now what I'm going to do, I can leave this in, and then I can do like Johann Sebastian Bach. So another keyword I will add, and I will get the results. And then it's going to give you the traffic on his name. It's 18,100. That's a low, so that's even a nice figure to get with a low competition.
Mm-hmm.
Here you can see also some other keywords which are suggested. So basically it's just putting in the time, doing your homework, researching the words, and finding good volume with low competition. And also don't be scared to use like Johann Bach with only a 390, because you have to think about it. If you're on this search term, you're the first one to be found. And even if you get 10 people a month watching your video on that term, and maybe let's say even 6 people don't do anything, just watch the video, you get exposure to 10 people, and maybe even 1, 2, 3, or 4 are going to take some action, and they're going to become a customer, or they're going to get in touch with you in this case of this video. So it's also sometimes very wise just to go for the smaller numbers, because if you have like 10 good keywords which will bring in 1 customer, you get 10 customers. And if you get 10 customers a month extra, that's already a nice result. And of course, you're always looking to optimize that. And you can always make another video targeted on another group. So what I'll do, I'm just going to go back to my keywords for a second. So here we are back, because that's the work what I've done behind the screen, so to speak. That's what I did before we started this interview. If you look at these words, you can basically already see like it's here Johann Sebastian Bach, classical music, violin, and basically you're trying to get that right and use these words as much as possible in the text.
Okay.
And what we found is I took on Beethoven and Mozart, which are actually not really relevant to this piece, of course, because it's Johann Sebastian Bach. But I found that especially Beethoven has a very high search volume.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
and then
Play
the
this
thing
here.
is, if we then go back to the here, the video. So we're going to go back to the YouTube back office where we're putting up the video in YouTube. You can see it's been loaded whilst we're talking. And now when we go back to the text, you can see this performance brought to you, but I didn't even mention Beethoven.
Right.
So it's a smart thing to write something about Beethoven, he says. So you have to try and think, how can I tell it like a story, use the words, but it also has to be a logical story, and it has to make sense, because otherwise you'll get punished if it's just like scrap pieces.
Okay, let's just say that this is Beethoven year, 2020 is Beethoven year. And so we're celebrating, since I can't play Beethoven as a solo violinist, I'm playing Bach to
So
celebrate.
I would just go simpler if you do it like this. This performance is brought to you by Carrie Barrow, Artistic Director of Ars Music.
Uh-huh.
The pieces she plays are all by Johann Sebastian Bach. That between the thing is composer, sonatas, partitas, solo for violin.
Uh-huh.
And then you can just say, then we'll try and use another keyword, which is his name, but in short, because Bach is a search term we've used also in the text. You will see it later on.
Oh,
I
you
can
know what?
say-
You say that there's a ton of videos of Beethoven on the page, because there are.
Yeah, I know, but it's just in the text. You want to see the words, because that's the keywords they're looking on, and if they come back in the text, then you get credit, so to speak. So that's
Okay.
gonna help you. So I'm gonna say just a simple. You don't always have to be making it hard. I can just say Bach is, and I'm talking about classical music.
Uh-huh.
So a well-known classical music composer. It's a composer like Beethoven
Oh,
and
perfect. Good.
Mozart.
Uh-huh.
And of course, we should capitalize those. Is it text-wise?
Wow. Okay. So that means if they search for Beethoven, this will show up.
So yeah, so now you're going to get points, because now we're going to in a second we're going to come to the keywords,
Okay.
and then you see where we'll use these words, and then you score a credit. So basically it's all kind of points you have to walk through, and you have to make sure that these points are all in a logical sense. They're all in the same line, aligned, so they see that everybody is that everything basically scores your points.
Mm-hmm.
And what they'll do, because now the video is uploaded and you get a thumbnail already loaded for you, you can already choose one of those.
Okay.
What I always do, because the thumbnail is the picture they see when you go on YouTube and you see a standing picture, that's the thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
But you also want to have this aligned. So I'm going to upload a new thumbnail, which I actually just downloaded the existing thumbnail, but I gave it also, of course, the name.
Oh, the same name. Okay.
Right? You can see it. So it's the same name. I used again this title, Johann
Okay.
Sebastian Bach Violin Concert for Lowy Coffee Enterprises.
Okay.
And that's the same name I gave the video. That's the same name I'm using for the thumbnail. As you can see, the picture isn't even different, because it's a picture of you in this case, which is relevant to the piece. You're playing it. So that's basically the same. You only rename it. And in this case, you'll score you'll score extra points for it, so to speak. This is basically
okay.
the higher
Okay.
points you score, they're measuring points, the better your video will be found and optimized. What you can do is just quite simple, is you left click the picture, then just save it as, put it on your desktop, give it the name you wanted, and then back upload it. That's basically the whole work you do. It's not really that hard, but it is very important to do so.
Okay.
I don't do it to the playlist now. What's always very important, if it's made for kids or not made for kids. If there's anything that can be offending to kids or damaging, so any violence, anything, you can't show it to kids, and you have to be taking into consideration you're not violating these rules, of course.
Okay.
Basically, normally we run always kind of business-like things. So in this case, it's also for adults mainly. It's not like we use it for kids. So we're gonna go with no in this time, but there's no age restriction or anything, because it's just a very nice piece you're playing and a piece of music. So it'd be even good for some kids to listen to it. So.
Okay. So even though there's nothing that would bother a kid about this, we should say no for classical music?
Well, yeah, because especially in this case, it's no use to show it to kids. I consider, so I'm gonna put no.
Okay.
If you got, of course, if you're selling like toys, you want to do yes, it's made for kids, and then you can even target the kids. Then it will be shown more.
Okay.
But you just want to make sure that everything is correct here.
Okay.
So, and then we're going to go with more options, and we're going to use tags, because the tags are the search words we've got in here.
Okay, that part up there that says my video contains paid promotion, what's that about?
Well, if you it basically says like a product placement or endorsement. So if you're gonna promote somebody,
So I mean,
you're getting
like,
paid.
if Lois wanted to promote this, would we say yes to that part? Because this was a concert for her, that's why I was,
Yeah, but in this case, you just mentioned it, but paid promotion is also like you can put in a video in between. So there's an option, you can make money in YouTube if you get enough views. You can get paid for the views, and you can put in like small commercials
okay,
and promote it.
okay,
So and sometimes you have to also yeah, I don't know, but I'm not using it. Oh,
okay, gotcha.
so in this case, I made a small mistake, so to speak. So I have to fill in the words one by one. You can upload them through a CSV file. You should be able to, but I made a list, so I'll just do it like this quickly. You have to also take into consideration, you can see there's a limited amount of tags you can use.
Okay,
So let's get rid of the Bach playlist. So all the words I found, you have to consider which one we're gonna tags we're gonna put in.
okay,
This is also go up. We have to make sure this is Johann Sebastian Bach violin concert, has to be inside it.
okay,
And then we're gonna, of course, this one in, sonatas, partitas.
Mhm.
And we had also talking about the composer, Mozart and Beethoven, so we have to definitely put those in.
Okay.
Just try to put in as much as possible of the words you found, but now it seems like there we go. Seems stuck a little bit. So basically, it's important that the tags you use are coming back in the text.
Okay.
I want to use composer. I'll use that one. Okay. I'm going to put in the broad type classical music, which can be a little bit hard, but you always try to go for it because you never know. Sometimes it'll pick up. So classical music is of course very broad. It's very wide sought after, but still you want to try it and see if it's going to be found. Just put in quite some words going, so it should be okay in this case, I guess. Okay. Took out in the beginning, I took out the Bach playlist, but there's enough space.
Okay.
Might be short, but that's not the case. And then we're gonna put in like just something separate.
Oh, okay.
So basically you got the right bunch now of all the things you wanna be
Okay.
found in. Just do a couple more. So you see, you also try and do maybe the term just together and then an extra text. And even
Perfect.
like Johann Sebastian Bach, you try Johann Sebastian Bach, that's also in there.
Okay.
So you get more relevant keywords, which are coming back in your text, because we're talking here about Johann Sebastian Bach, violin concert. That's the way you can do it. You can also choose just to put in, because we got some space left here actually. We got 358 tags now. And what we'll do, we'll put in two more. No, actually, we're gonna put in a little bit more. We're gonna put in Lois Covey. So anybody who's looking at Lois Covey might also get this video as a reference, but that depends on how she's done other videos in her search words.
Okay.
And of course, do you, in this case, get E. Put it here. So anybody looking on your name will also be highlighted in this video will also come up. And the thing is, what you can do is maybe in your company name, and Lois, her company name is here, which makes it relevant because it's relevant in the text. So
Okay.
it's gonna get a lot of juice, so to say, for people to find it. Probably you'll get ranked very good on it. So that's basically the keyword part, and then you're gonna go with the language. You can always add subtitles if you want to later on. For now, we're gonna leave it like it is because
Can you leave subtitles in a different language? Like if it's in English, can I subtitle it in Spanish, or is that not
yeah,
possible?
for sure, yeah,
Yeah?
absolutely.
Oh, okay.
And especially if you're promoting something, or if you're doing a product explanation or an information video,
Mhm.
it's a very smart thing to use subtitles, because lots of people are also like on the job or outside in the train or wherever, and sometimes it's not easy to hear the music, or sometimes you just can't use the audio or music or the text, what you're saying actually, and then people can read it, so they get the information, and there's a part of your audience which will appreciate that. But of course, if you're gonna search for classical music, you want to hear the music, you're definitely going to listen, and there's no subtitles in this case which you want to use, aside from maybe the part in the beginning where you're talking. But again, you just want to listen to the piece.
But for example,
So,
like what we're doing right now, I can download the whole thing, do exactly what you're saying, and put Spanish subtitles on it and put it back up for all the people who don't speak English.
yeah, that's for this video. It's a good thing,
Mhm.
and you should we could do it. But for the one I'm doing optimizing now, it's not necessary.
Okay,
Since the video for Louis Covey is in English, so the language is English.
right?
Well, this never aired on TV, so that's a content issue, so that's okay because it's a thing you made yourself. Here's the license types, so you can leave it on standard YouTube license. If you choose to use Creative Commons is something that you allow other people to use your video content, so they can actually download it themselves and republish it on their own channel. But that's something that's not what you want for now.
Okay,
We can just allow embedding, so if you choose to, you can put the video on your own side, or Louis Covey can put it on her side, and
okay.
people who are on the site, or maybe on her mailing list, she can say, hey, my fellow customers, we've had this piece and we want to offer it to you as our valued customer, in order to have some nice entertainment. So you can also use it, like promote it like that, which
Perfect.
can be a good thing, because if your customer looks at it, appreciates it, he or she appreciates it, then you get a positive your customers see you very positively. And what also can happen is they say, hey, we've had this piece, it's very nice, I know you appreciate classical music, to their friends and share it. So you get a broader exposure to potential customers and context of your potential customers.
Okay.
Here you can choose the category, and
Mhm.
in this case it's music. So just make sure it's relevant to the video.
So what would you put for this video that we're making right now?
You can just see, you can use people and blogs. It's mostly used, or education in this case, of course.
Okay. Okay.
So education, I will put it on education, I guess.
Okay.
Here you can choose the comment visibility. So if people can comment below the video,
Mhm.
I saw you already know it because you addressed to it for who will respond to our video. And you can choose to disable it, which is an option, but basically it's nice to have some comments there. And I can just put on hold potentially inappropriate comments for review, or you can do it all comments for review. That's up to you. I think inappropriate is just
Okay,
basically
yeah.
fine,
Mhm.
so you don't get any strange things. But normally people are, especially in this case, very enthusiastic. So that's basically the setup we did now. Just to recap all,
Mhm.
we had a video, we named the video the same as the title. Then we wrote a description based on the keywords we found, actually, which you use keyword tool in Google. And here you're going to put the keywords in as tags. So that's where people use in their search terms.
Okay.
And we optimized the text for the tags and made it a good text, but it has to be relevant to where you can be found. Then the thumbnail is also the same title as the title of the piece we put on YouTube, and the video itself. So it's all in one line. It's all the same. Just make sure that you do this properly for the kids, or not for kids. If it's not, if it's for adult, then just put it on no. Otherwise, you can do it to the kids. The tags, we put in the tags. Then the language of the video. We left the recording location and date open. The category where you're going, and make sure what you're going to do about the comments. So then we're going to put on next. For now, we don't put on an end screen, but you can insert an end screen. So at the end of the video, you can give some information, or you can review it to a page.
Okay.
And you
So
can
Lois,
save.
I mean, since it's her concert, she could put something at the beginning like that?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
Yeah, for this video, I'm not gonna go into all that, but there's things you can do. You can also basically put in halfway in the concert, you can put in a link people can click to her video, or to your like you've got here is your logo with Arts Music, so you can also put in a logo here which is clickable, so people go to your site. So there's some more fancy stuff you can do, but for now, yeah, this will just perfectly, and yeah, you can expand on that. Maybe if people are interested, they can touch base with you also, of course.
That's me. Okay.
So now we're gonna just put it up the on the net on the YouTube channel.
Mhm.
Publish it. Here you can see the video is published, and you can share it. For your score, it's also nice if you share it on some of the channels.
Okay.
So, and this also, because YouTube will also appreciate it if you use other social media channels in order to bring people to your video and on their platform, so to speak.
Right.
So if you can do that, that's great. It's not an obligation, it's not necessary. But let's just make sure. So now the video is on, should be your videos.
Perfect.
Yeah, and now usually most of the time it'll take some time before it gets wait, I'll just stop sharing now because you don't need it. So basically it'll take some time for it to get optimized, and in the coming days, weeks, it will be shown, it will be ranked higher in the search results. But it's always funny to try and see what we can do. Or how far we've come already, actually, I should say.
Yeah.
Just give me a second. So just try, I think, because that's the lowest hanging fruit. If you're putting in your own name, so I don't know if you can, on your computer, just go on Google or go on YouTube. Go on YouTube for first.
Sure, yeah.
And type in Kathy Barrow.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
Okay, and is there any now showing?
There are a couple other YouTube videos that I put up, but the one we just did, I don't see it yet.
Okay, so it's not yet.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, it's there. Yep.
Okay, where do you see it now?
Let me see. Now I see the 29th of April. Give me one more second. I don't see it yet, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. I see the 16th of May. Second partita, 3rd of Febrero. 25th of April. No, it's not there yet. My
Okay,
page is there.
That's no problem. Just give me a second.
Okay.
Because the thing is, like I say, it takes some time for search terms to get up there. But I was just wondering because sometimes you can see. Just a second, I'm at the background making some things. You can see your videos, so let me just check it. And the thing now is that there's a little challenge because basically I'm in the Netherlands and you're over there in Mexico.
3 o'clock in the morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, but the thing is that Google also addresses to the local to the areas, so to speak. So my search results are different from your search results, actually.
Oh yeah, so yours would show up, right?
Yeah. Because even now I don't get it yet, the video, if I'm searching for it. Just check it. I wanted to see.
If I type in Lois Coffee, it shows up right away.
What?
It shows up right away. If I type in Lois Coffee, it shows up right away.
Yeah, so it's there on Lois Coffee, it's already #1.
Right, it's on #1. Yep.
That's why I put in this term, so you can see how fast these things can go.
Yep.
And what's the funny thing to see is when we started out, you had I used the video which was already on your channel,
right?
Already online, and there you can see you use different text like promo concert or Lowy Coffee Enterprises. So in a couple of days you should be able to see the different number of views on both videos, which basically it's the same video, only we made it, we uploaded it again and used different text and types, and we use text.
So when people buy my concerts and they're like patronizing the concerts, this is what I should do after the concert. This is exactly what I should do so that they get their full value out of the concert, right? Because it's
Absolutely.
not the concert, it's what comes afterwards that's really important.
Yeah, because basically the concert is gonna be the concert is online for forever, so to say.
Right.
So we did this once, but moreover, it's gonna be shown forever, and now it can bring in a customer, but it can bring in a customer in 4 years.
Right.
So
Right.
that's basically the beauty of it. You put in the work once, and this is the way to generate traffic to your website.
So what we should do actually is like, well, I'm just thinking for future occasions. So I should put up the website, both my website and the website of the person who's promoting, because people could go back whenever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it is also more value for the people you're doing it for. So in this case, for Lois, she'll get exposure, and it's going to be seen for forever, and you can also even promote it in your area. So if somebody in the Californian area, in this case, for Lois probably, since she's a trainer coach, so it's going to be not that locally based, but people in the vicinity who like the classical music, so if they're in California, they're going to look for a piece of Johann Sebastian Bach in this case. They'll see it's offered by her, so it's also advertising her even in 1 year, 2 years, so that's going to be on forever as long as you leave it there. So that's basically also the value of your performance, not only at the moment and you bring it to the customer base, but you can also find new customers through it who have a similar interest, like you're doing for the laundry in New York. If you just target your video to New York, you can also get New Yorkers who are into classical music, who might want to have their laundry done. So exactly. Yeah, but that's the way it works, you know. And then they can, when they see the piece, they're reminded of hey, this is offered by the laundrette in the vicinity, so this can bring in a customer.
Perfect. Okay, so what I should do with her concert also, I should download it and do everything over again, right?
Actually, you should do the same, yeah.
Yeah, okay, great.
And then just also make sure if you go, I don't know if I still opened it. Yeah. Wait a second, I'll screen share again. Just to let you just to show it. So when you do that, just go to your search word planner, go here and exchange this for New York.
Wow, okay.
Because then you're going to get the search types that's related to the New York area.
Okay.
Let's see, my computer is a little bit slow now. But here you just select New York instead of California, Mexico. And then you can optimize it for that area. So that's a very good thing to see, because sometimes people will search in different ways. And also, I didn't use Spanish now for Mexico and California, or either New York. But if you want to use or address to the Spanish speaking people, so you can also use the Spanish search words and see what results in that area.
So for example, if I was going to do a business that was bilingual, but was in San Diego, I could use the keywords for both languages.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And you can see that the text you got like 5,000 words you can use in the text under the video. So and I think we didn't even use half. So you can use it. You can put in two texts, put it in English, and put it in Spanish, and then do the Spanish text. You only have to consider the text. We're allowed to use like 500 words.
Mhm.
So if you're short in text, maybe make a Spanish version and an English version.
Okay, yeah, put it up twice.
Upload it twice.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
then you're gonna use the Spanish title, you're gonna use the English title. So it's gonna be like the same video twice, but just Spanish and English.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. This was amazing. Wonderful. Thank you. Now all of you will know why, I bother him once a week to get a mini class from him.
Yeah, I hope everybody has got some nice content and learned something from it.
Thank you very much. We really
sure.
appreciate it, and I hope we can invite you back, actually to our musicians channel, because this was for the business community, but we'd love
Yeah.
to do it again for the musicians if you'd be willing sometime.
Yeah, we can do it. As you can see, this for the musical pieces and for musicians, this can also be very interesting to get found, so to speak.
Uh-huh.
And should anybody have any questions, of course, you can always feel free to contact me.
Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you again, and it's been a wonderful evening, and I hope to see you here again very soon, Sebastiaan.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a
great
nice day, Kathy.
evening.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.